Good afternoon. Welcome to Magdalene, Omaha's 6th annual graduation. Now you're all being so good and peaceful and quiet in the church, but we're here to have a party. So I want you to repeat after me. I believe. I believe that. I believe that love. Y'all are going to have to get loud enough for every trafficker and everybody who's hurting on these streets of Omaha to hear you. I believe that love. I believe that love will. I believe that love will win. You are ready for graduation. I just want to highlight a couple of traditions before we begin. We're so grateful to all of you for being here. We're grateful for your support throughout the year. The song for our graduation is always chosen, that they walk into, is always chosen by the graduate. And it's meant to convey her feelings about becoming a graduate of the residential program. Now, one of our program principles, which we inherited from the original Magdalene Recovery Program in Nashville, now known as Thistle Farms, is to walk behind. It means that today we follow the path that survivors who went before us made for us. We are also keeping the path ready for the next person to find their way. We're reminded of this symbolism daily in the residential program as the most beautiful painting by Ann Pape, entitled Well Trodden, hangs in the living room. We again express the importance of this principle at graduation. So, Doris Walker Taylor, who has been a longtime inspiration and friend to this program and to me, who is a 2012 graduate of Magdalene, Nashville, will lead the procession. She will be followed by Audrey Durand, 2023 graduate of Magdalene, Omaha, who inspires many of us daily and who will represent the first 5 graduates of Magdalene, Omaha. She will be followed by our 2024 graduate candidate, Michelle Martinez Bates. Yes! And I hope throughout this whole thing there's lots of that cheering and clapping and joy. That's what this is all about. We're celebrating Michelle today and her many achievements. She will be followed by current program participants who are doing amazing work and who also deserve their moment in the sunlight and your high fives as they're coming down the aisle. They are following the path that these other inspirational leaders have set for them, and they are building the path for the future survivors who will graduate from this program. Let's get this party started.
How long before I get in? Before it starts, before I begin? How long it is a chance you get, is a chance you seize? How long am I gonna stay? Climb up in the trees. Every chance that you get is a chance you seize. How long am I gonna stand with up in the trees? Every chance that you get is a chance you seize. How long am I gonna stand with my head stuck under the sand? Oh, so I could see it, then you'd understand. design. The buildings that you put up, Japan and China ordered up. The sign that I couldn't read, or a light that I couldn't see. Some things you have to believe, but others are puzzling me. All that noise and all that sound, all those places I got found. Birds go flying at the speed of sound to show you how it all began. Birds came flying from the underground. Some get made and some get sent. Ooh, birds go flying at the speed of sound to show you how it all began. Birds came flying from the underground. You can see and you understand. Oh, and when you see it, then you understand. How long before I get in? Before it starts, before I begin? How long before I get in? Before it starts, before I begin?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Please take your seats. Also, for those of you who are longtime supporters, it wouldn't be a graduation if we didn't have a technical glitch, so it's officially a graduation. We have another tradition that we want to highlight. Since our founding in 2016, every day at the residence, at our offices, we begin the day by lighting a candle. Lighting the candle is a symbol of hope, and it's something that Becca Stevens, Regina Mullins, Doris, and so many others at Thistle Farms taught us to do. Since it's always how we begin all that we do, we start graduations that way too, just like we begin every day.
We light the candle as hope for those out on the streets searching to find their way. We light the candle for continued strength and peace for those who have begun their healing journeys. As they walk the path through hard times and good times, we light the candle in gratitude for all who make our freedom possible. As we go into our day, let us be the light.
So if we haven't met yet, my name is Teresa, and I have the great honor every day of getting to be the executive director of Magdalene, Omaha. I want to thank Trinity Episcopal Cathedral for, again, so generously hosting this celebration. I especially thank Dean Vanessa Clark, Deacon Ellen, Abby eBay, Maurice Thompson, the rest of the staff, and all of the people of Trinity who make this possible. We are incredibly grateful. Now, Magdalene, Omaha was born here at Trinity. It began as a crazy idea in a conversation that Craig Loya and I had in January of 2014. So I've had the greatest honor of my life in getting to build this community for over 10 years. After 2 years of conversations throughout the community, with lots of people joining us, like, and I have to recognize her because she's here, Kim Roberts, can you just kind of wave to everybody? Kim Roberts was one of the first three of us crazy people, quickly joined by Judy Metz and Stephanie Friars. After 2 years of community conversations, in May 2016, we officially founded as a 501c3 nonprofit. And I say it that way because the board of directors here would love for me to remind all of you that your donations are fully tax deductible. Yes, clap, write checks, give. At almost this exact time, 8 years ago, on October 13th, 2016, I was driving to the airport to pick up Becca Stevens, the founder of the first Magdalene recovery community, which later became known as Thistle Farms. And for the next 3 days, we had a flurry of public events to introduce Magdalene Omaha to the community. Our highest hope was that if we could build community support for this, maybe we could raise enough money to buy a house within 2 years that we could renovate and start our own residential program. We figured sometime in 2018. I'm looking at you. You are all so amazing. This community is so amazing that we raised enough money to purchase and renovate the house and welcome our first resident home in December 2017. Nearly a year ahead of schedule and our highest hopes. And since we opened our residential program in 2017, we continue to run with a full house and a waiting list to get in. Now in 2018, following the Nashville example, we launched our own small business, Thistle Lights, to provide job training through short-term employment for the residents. We continue to build our workforce program, and you'll hear more about that from Barb in a little bit. I want you to know that 100% of your Thistle Lights purchases go toward funding survivor employment. Have you seen the new Freedom Shines Here hoodies? So, designed by a survivor, they just went on sale today. We're introducing them here just in time for the first frost advisory. In the meantime, those of us trying to showcase them are really giving our all. Now, maximum capacity at the house is 4. According to Creighton, I want you to remember that number. According to Creighton University researchers, on average each month in the Omaha metro area, nearly 700 unique individuals are sold for sex. Most of those cases meet the legal definition of trafficking. Now, that's a bit of a dated study, but the survivors we serve believe that the number is probably 2 or 3 times that per month. Nearly 700 per month. 700 people, 4 beds. Our residential program offers 2 years, up to 2 years of rent-free living for the residents with comprehensive support. And we hope they take full advantage of that time, but it means that there's not a fast turnover of those beds. So in 2019, we created our own innovation, the New Beginnings Campus. We decided to take all of the programming that we offered for residents, take that to a setting outside of the house, and open it up to survivors community-wide. Tessa will talk more about that programming in just a minute. Last year, we moved to a new location. We opened what we call the Magdalene Omaha Community Center. To expand what we offer there would be me listing a very long list that would bore you, but some of the highlights. We offer success navigation services that help survivors find and get to all the medical and therapy appointments they need. We offer shower, laundry facilities that have an activity hub where survivors can come in off the streets and hang out during the day. We offer free transportation to survivors to come and go to anything and everything we offer at the community center. And so, Founded to support 4 women in one house, last year, Magdalene, Omaha supported a record-breaking 217 unique individuals of all gender identities. To date this year, we already have supported 207 survivors. Beyond all of, Doris is the best, always. Beyond all that, we also remain a leading voice to raise awareness in the community. We host or participate in an average of at least one educational event per week throughout the year. So I want to add a huge note of gratitude here. We opened the residential program, just the residential program, in 2017, and at that time we had the equivalent of 3.5 full-time staff to support 4 women in one house. Now, we are supporting hundreds of survivors every year in so many ways, and we have the equivalent of 4.1 full-time staff. We have to run very efficiently, but we do so with an incredibly dedicated staff. Tessa, Barb, Audrey, could you please stand? For you. I cannot thank you enough for your extraordinary dedication and your above any possible compliments that I could put into words, the work that you do every day, which is so beautiful and means so much and makes such a difference. Thank you. I also want to thank our wonderful part-time staff. Mary, where are you? There you are. Mary, if you could please stand. And Doris. Mary leads our most popular group, the peer support group, on Wednesday evenings, and Doris serves as our senior ambassador, and she helps with all kinds of Thistlelights and community engagement activities. We could not do the work we do without the world's greatest volunteers. If you've gone through training or helped us in any way during the past year, could you please stand to be recognized, all of the wonderful volunteers. And I want to shine a bright spotlight on the world's greatest board of directors. If the current board of directors could please stand to be recognized. I am deeply grateful to all of you. These are my partners in steering the organization every day, and what wonderful partners they are. I also want to recognize Kim, I see Sarah. If there's anybody else I'm missing, past board member, please stand. So you also get a shout out because it's Tom, of course. These folks have done so much to help us build the organization over the years. Thank you. Now, despite all of our growth over the years, I hope you didn't think that we were just going to have a static year. That's not the Magdalene, Omaha way. We're constantly talking with survivors we serve about how we can best meet their evolving needs. My sister's here today, and you know how Dad used to tell us it's hell getting old? All these medicines, some of them just dry your mouth out. About how we can best meet their evolving needs. And we're constantly looking at our data to see how we can best update our programs and structure them to provide the best outcomes. Thus, on behalf of the board of directors, staff, current residents, I am incredibly excited to announce a new pilot program we're introducing to expand residential services. Our new Housing Independence Pathway Program, or HIP. Get it? Like Magdalene, Omaha is so hip. is a pilot program designed to offer additional support to residents. We realized that going from 2 years of comprehensive support in the residence to abruptly being on your own in an apartment is a giant leap that would be really tough for anybody to make. So, these past years, we've been working to restructure the residential program so that it was possible, not necessary, to complete programming required for graduation within a year. This is exactly what Michelle has done. It's a big accomplishment. Instead of remaining in the residence for the second year, graduates now will have the option to apply for our Housing Independence Pathway program. Through HIP, the resident will continue to receive full Magdalene Omaha support as she moves into her own apartment. We will be her partners in transition for a year, so that by the end of that 12 months, she will be successfully living a fully independent life in all ways. And I am very pleased to announce Michelle will be the first participant in this new program. So, as you always hear me say, if you've been around for a little bit, I get up here and sometimes I'm the skunk at the garden party because I talk about facts and figures. Now we get to the good part. Now it's time for the party. So Michelle, I want to say a couple personal words to you about your graduation. The first day that Tessa introduced us, you did not look your best. But I watched the light come back on inside of you. I watched you become the world's greatest big sister in the house and cheer for that light coming on inside of others. You have become a fierce advocate for what you believe is right, and I love every minute of it. Yes. You have excelled in everything you have chosen to do, whether that's our programming, in college, and in life. You are extraordinary, and you have proven that time again. And maybe you didn't come in here looking your best, but wow, have you become the absolute best version of yourself? Yes, that's all the hard work that you've put into this. You inspire me every day, and I cannot wait for the adventures ahead of us. Congratulations. Speaking of inspiring me daily, I want to introduce my good friend, Doris. Doris Walker-Taylor taught me many important lessons as we were founding Magdalene Omaha and so many times since. Doris graduated from the Magdalene residential program at Thistle Farms in Nashville in 2012. She continues to work for Thistle Farms as their senior ambassador, and she's become an internationally recognized speaker. She also was an executive producer of and featured in the powerful documentary Thistle, which is about the work of Thistle Farms. If that wasn't enough, she's also a fantastic author. Her autobiographical book, Hope is Always Real, is always for sale at Thistle Lights, including at our table at the reception today, and she's willing to sign copies of it. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, my inspiration, and our commencement speaker, Doris Walker-Taylor.
Good afternoon, friends. It is so good to be here, and I am so grateful, and I'm full. I'm trying to keep my eyelashes on, and everything's falling apart back here. I'm like, as soon as I walked in and heard Michelle's song, I'm like, I'm not going to make it. But I am so grateful to be here, and I feel like I'm at home. And that's because I'm in this amazing Episcopal church. And over the years at Thistle Farms, I've traveled around the United States with Becca Stevens at every Episcopal church, at every women's group, at every conference. So I feel at home in that sense. And I also feel at home because I have my sisters sitting here. They are my sisters for life. You know, I found out early on that our stories are more alike than different. And back in Nashville, we bond and we become sisters for life. And then when I get here, I see that these women become one. So when I go back home, I'm going to say, y'all don't know how to bond. Look, bonding is what the women do at the Magdalene Omaha program, because I'll see them do each other's hair. They love on each other. They don't hold each other's stuff. But it's a family. It's a community. And when I first came into Thistle Farms, Magdalene, in Nashville, they told me that you're going to be part of a community, but in a community, you don't always get your way. And I'm like, well, didn't know that was going to happen, but I learned a lot from that, because I learned that everyone gets an opportunity to shine. And when I walked in today and I saw these amazing shirts that says, "Freedom shines here." And I have a story to tell you about that, because Teresa has helped me so much. Ever since the first day I met her, she has helped me so much. So I'm sure you all know about the history of Magdalene, because you all are in and you all are doing all the work as well. But I want to tell you all that I was in human trafficking, addiction, and abuse for 26 long, miserable years. And I am so grateful that I'm able to stand here today and just simply say, I got my life back. But I didn't do it by myself. I did it because there is a village of people loving on us ladies, and helping us and pushing us forward. And it's okay when you believe in yourself, but when you have an entire community behind you saying you can do it, you can do it. I will show you how. So when I got to walk in today in front of the women, I knew Audrey was going to be right behind me, and I knew Michelle was coming, and then the other Michelle was coming, and Desiree was going to come, and there was Amanda. So I knew everybody was going to come in. I knew this because we walk behind one another, and when we meet together, we sit in a circle. Because there's no big I's and no little U's. We sit in a circle. And so if one is not doing the right thing, there's somebody right behind you to catch you before you fall and say, try again. So that's what we get to do around here, and I'm so very grateful for that. I'm also amazed that the God in my life has brought me this far. For me to be in Magdalene, for me to be here in Omaha, Nebraska, at this Magdalene, working with them is astronomical for me. Because I was trapped in a 10-block radius for well over 20 years. And when I got to Thistle Farms, so I'm saying Thistle Farms, but Magdalene was founded in 1997 by the Reverend Dr. Becca Stevens. And then she decided we wanted to help more women. And that's when the amazing Teresa came on board. And then this Magdalene happened in 2016. And then it happened in other states. So now we have like 92 sister organizations around the United States. And there's like 569 beds of women getting their lives back. That's a good thing. Yes, that's a good thing. And that still wasn't good enough for Becca Stevens, because she wanted to help more women. So now we have like 96 global partners in Rwanda, Africa, in Ukraine, in San Juan Casotos, Mexico. We help women all Icarizi, Ghana, Tanzania. We help women around the world. So when you're working behind and in front of and alongside of Teresa, you're building a future here for Omaha, because there's one house now, and there's the women here. And I come down here often, but I know the next time I'm coming, there's going to be more women. And then in a couple of years, I'm projecting there's going to be another house. And you all are doing this amazing work, and I am so grateful for that. I am so grateful, because no one should be left behind. We get our lives back around here. And for that, I am truly grateful. And Michelle, you are glowing. I remember sitting in jail, and I remember one of the first 5 women that came into the Magdalene program in Nashville came into the jail to tell us there was a way out. Regina Mullings, and you all probably know her. Some of you know her. And when I saw Regina, she was standing there, and she was glowing from the inside out. And now I get to watch you glow. And I see the glow happening in all of you. And Audrey glows on a daily basis. Whenever I see her, I'm like, Audrey, what are you doing? Look, this is not fair. I'm getting older. You're getting younger. We don't play those games. I don't know what's going on. But it's beautiful when I get to watch all this. But I get to watch it, and Teresa has helped me in my personal life so much. And she just kind of mentioned that my book is on the table out there. No, she bought my books right at the very beginning. She bought quite a few books and didn't know if I could even write. So she has faith in me. She has faith in me, and I'm so grateful for that. I am so grateful for all the things that she does for me. I wanted to talk about things in the future. You have gone from trauma to triumph. And even though today is your graduation, it's not the end, it's just the beginning. So, there are women who come into program for all sorts of reasons. There are some women who come into the community because they were sold into human trafficking at a very early age. And I'm talking about between the ages of 7 and 11 years old. And then there are some women who come into our communities because they grew up in homes where addiction was prevalent. And they thought that was an okay way of life because they didn't have anything else to base it on. There are some women who come into the communities of Magdalene because they were touched by a family member or a stranger. And that molestation started a cycle of trauma in their lives, and they landed on the street. I happen to have an absolutely amazing childhood. I grew up in a little small town north of Nashville, Tennessee. Grew up in a house where my mom and my dad were humble believers in God, and they taught me all there was to know about the Word of God. My daddy taught me that prayer is the most powerful tool that we possess. And my mom taught me that music is food for the soul. But childhood trauma happened in my life at the age of 12 years old. I was a witness to my father's murder. A very troubled family member came in and wreaked havoc in our lives. And my life was never the same for the next 26 long, miserable years because I masked the pain with marijuana as a child. And when it stopped working, I moved to something a little harder. And I landed on the streets of Nashville. And that's where my life downspoured. And it is only by the grace of God that I made it through it alive. You've made it here. Stick and stay. Don't go back. Keep moving forward. You will be amazed before you are halfway through at how your life is going to turn out. Some days I have to pinch myself, and I'm like, is this really my life? And then I'm like, don't stop pinching yourself. But it's amazing. It's amazing. I can't believe my life on some days. And your lives are better than they were a few weeks ago, and a few months ago, and a year ago, and a couple of years ago. And it keeps getting better and better and better. It's amazing. It is amazing. But of all the circumstances of the people who come into the programs, of the Magdalene programs, we find out that our stories are more alike than different, and we're able to bond. And one of the most valuable things I learned when I was in the program was that they sent me to therapy. And I was in the program for 2 whole years because I had been out there. I had been in my addiction from the age of 13 to the age of 53. And that's been like almost 15 years ago. Yes, I'm pretty old. Right. Don't add it up, but I'm pretty old. But yes, so I was out there a long time, a long, long time. But God gave me double for my trouble. These last 14 years have been amazing. Now, they've been trials and tribulations because once you leave the program, life is just not going to be fine and dandy. My life was good, but you see, nobody told me I had to pay taxes. I'm like, taxes? taxes. So when she said you can get your donations and get it tax-free, I'm like, let me go donate now. I need to do it. Let's do it. I need to do it, you know. But, you know, so life showed up. But then our God tells us that as long as we're on this side of the Jordan River, we're going to have trials and tribulations, but just hold on. And the good thing about it is we never have to walk alone again. Teresa Hauser, Becca Stevens, and so many more are going to be there for us for the remainder of our lives. So you don't graduate the program and that's it. You are a sister for life. You are a sister in recovery. And if you hadn't noticed, I love to talk, so you can call me anytime and we can talk about it. We can talk about it. Just talk it through it, it'll get better. But this is an amazing organization. It's a life-changing organization, and we can't do this by ourselves. I love the volunteers in the community. I hadn't figured out how to be a volunteer yet. Well, I know how, but I can't figure out how to give my all, and then when they say thank you, I'll be like, no, thank you. So the lines get crossed. In volunteering, the lines get crossed because at the end of the day, they've worked hard. And we're like, thank you so much. And they are so appreciative because they tapped into what's going on, that love is here. They're like, no, thank you. And we're like, no, thank you. So the lines get crossed on who's helping who. I'm gonna grow up one day and go volunteer somewhere. Right now, every time I go, I'm standing there and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to pay taxes. That means I get paid, you know. So, but yeah, it's gonna get better. But I am so amazed that this program is designed for women just like us. And that's an amazing thing. I want to keep in step with the ritual that we have done at every Magdalene graduation I've ever been to. That we have this poem that we read to the graduates, and then we give them the poem to take with them. So I have this poem I want to read to you. I hope the font's big enough. And it's called, this is to you, Michelle. I'll be back next year, and it'll be to you. And Audrey, you already graduated, so I'm just gonna throw you in the pot too. It's called Do It Anyway. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and gain some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest, be frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough, but give the world the best you have anyway. You see, Michelle, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between them anyway. Thank you. I was looking for this. It's two-sided. Okay. There are 12. So I love affirmations. I love affirmations. And I wanted to talk about, really briefly, about rituals in your own life. So when I came into the Magdalene program, they told all the ladies in the program, create a ritual, create a routine in your life. Find what works for you and do it every day. And even though Magdalene program in Nashville and here is not a religious organization, they give us the freedom to be who we are. So since I chose to believe in my higher power, which is my God, Every morning when I woke up, I was gifted this little book called Jesus Calling. So every morning when I woke up, before my feet would touch the floor, I would thank God for watching over me while I slept and slumbered. And I would ask him to go ahead of me and pave the way for that day, and to help me to stay clean and sober and free from trafficking just one more day. And then when my feet touched the floor, they said, do something that you really enjoy. It could be dancing, and I just look like this. I have no rhythm. So I just look like this. Most they think, well, she's a black girl. She can dance. No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So I didn't choose dancing, but I love music. So I would put on gospel music, and I would listen to it, and I would praise. And that was my routine. In 2009, that was my routine. Here in Magdalene this morning, 14 and a half years later, that's my routine. So find something that works for you and do it on a daily basis. My suggestion would be give God the glory, because that's what I do. But whatever it is that you can do that's going to keep you centered and on the straight and narrow and keep you in place. So you're going to receive all kind of blessings. But I believe that we have to stay in place for our blessings. Be in place for your blessing. So when someone comes to bless you, you will be able to receive it so that you can in turn bless the next person. It works that way. Out of those affirmations that I was talking about, there are 12 things that you should always remember. The past cannot be changed. Opinions don't define your reality. Everyone's journey is different. Judgments are a confession of character. Overthinking will lead to sadness. Happiness is found within. Your thoughts affect your mood. Your thoughts will affect your mood. Smiles are contagious. It worked. She smiled. Yeah. Smiles are contagious. Kindness is free, and kindness is power. It's okay to let go and move on. What goes around eventually comes around. Things will always get better in time. One more thing. I'm going to stop, but I love music, and it's not going to sound like music because I'm kind of hoarse. It was not going to sound like music. But I wrote this little song because I love music. And I was thinking about Magdalene program and loving how the love that Teresa gives me and the awesome things that Tessa does for me when I'm here, and how Barb just shows up and smiles me. And when I see, when I'm back there in the back, where you at? Where'd she go to? There you are. I love those meetings, CPRS meetings that you give. I love your meetings. I love all the women when I come down here, the board members. I've got to meet some really wonderful people in Omaha. I wrote this song about the Magdalene program. So it might not sound like a song because usually I can sing, but this is not one of the days. Okay, but here we go. It says, okay, no rhythm. I told you I didn't have rhythm. Magdalene came into my life. I have no worries. I have no strife. I am becoming what God designed me to be. Praise the Lord, I'm happy as I can be. Thank you, Jesus, for saving me. Please bless all those charities. Donations coming from everywhere. God's got blessings flying through the air. God sent me to Magdalene. Since that day, I've been free and clean. I'm now the woman God designed me to be. Thank you, Teresa Hauser, for believing in me. Tessa Miller took us in, house, clothed, and fed us from beginning to end. Through God, Magdalene has done for me what I couldn't do for myself. It has set us free. Thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. I don't know how it happens, but I always go after the amazing keynote speaker, so it makes it really easy to go next. But Audrey and I today are going to present Michelle with her diploma. But first, I think I just wanted to tell everybody, I love that everyone comes and celebrates, but I'm not sure that everyone really understands all of the work that Michelle has put in 365 days. And so I wanted to talk about some of the requirements to graduate, and that starts with at least 12 months of sobriety. So at least 365 days of sobriety. That also includes daily programming with myself, Barb, Teresa, and Audrey, who disappeared. So also putting up with us, but learning things like how to have healthy relationships, how to have coping skills, how to ground yourself, financial empowerment, intensive workforce development program, learning computer literacy, learning different art skills, learning health and wellness, working out, how do we take care of our bodies. And on top of that, Michelle also did school, which she's about to finish, a certificate at the end of next year. Yeah. She has also resolved any legal issues, any fines, she got her driver's license back. She's ready to get a car. She's already looking. Yeah, let's clap, yes. She's created a healthy daily life routine. She's reestablished the deep connection that she loves to have with her children. That is something that she prides more than anything else in this world, and so has been getting to go to sports games, interact with them, and on top of everything else I've already said, 365 days. And I just wanted to say, Michelle, I think every year I am shocked and amazed by all the women who come through this program, and I get the honor every year to get to know each and every one of you. And Doris was talking about overthinking, and if you don't know Michelle, Michelle is the hardest working overthinker I think you could ever meet. And if you are an overthinker, you know your brain is going 24/7. And I have gotten to see the most beautiful ideas, thoughts, progression that anyone could ever imagine. And I think Teresa talked about there's only 4 of us, and it's because women like Michelle that it makes it so easy to do the work that we do, because we're really just guiding you guys. You guys are doing all the hard work. And Michelle is the perfect person to be looking at and following the lead. So why don't you come on up here, Michelle? So we are giving you this diploma today, and now we are hereby bestowing on you the title of Sister for Life.
her my little grasshopper, by the way. Every graduate of Magdalene, Omaha receives a handmade quilt. And I remember the day I received mine, last year when I graduated from the program. That quilt holds a special place in my heart, resting in my living room, in the home I was able to purchase last year, a place I never thought I'd be. It's not just a blanket, it's what my children wrap themselves in when they come over for movie nights. And in those moments, I remember how far I've come. To me, that quilt represents more than just warmth. It's a comfort of knowing I'm surrounded by love and care on this journey. I know that one day your children will wrap themselves in the quilt, in your own home, and you'll feel that same comfort. Your courage and strength have brought you here, and your milestone marks not just an ending, but the start of a new chapter filled with hope. Keep shining. You are living proof that change is possible, and your story is one of true resilience and transformations. Congratulations.
Just a quick little intermission here. If you're online and you haven't already said congratulations, please do in the comments so that Michelle knows that you joined us online. And we also want to thank Stryker, who made that beautiful quilt for Michelle.
Surprised me again. So this year, we are really excited because not only are we celebrating Michelle's graduation from our residential program, but this year we're giving away our first Pathway to Freedom champion. And this is from our New Beginnings campus. So Teresa spoke briefly about our New Beginnings campus. And what that really is about is, as you heard, the numbers are staggering. And the residential program is amazing, but at the end of the day, we have 4 beds. And so we really wanted to do work in the community for those who don't have access to a residential program. And so all of the programming that I was just talking about that Michelle had to do in 365 days, we offer at the campus. And we really focus on our 5 pathways to healing. As survivors are coming in and haven't had stable lives, sometimes for decades, sometimes never in their life, we really focus on healing in health and wellness, and so really establishing, getting doctors, mental health therapists. We talk about emotional wellness, so we do things like coping skills and grounding, and we work on psychological wellness. We do beyond trauma and healthy relationships. And then we also work on economic independence, which we'll hear more from Barb in a second as well. And we're really excited this year because Amanda, who is here with us today, has been our most consistent participant in our New Beginnings campus. I hope everyone has a chance today to have a conversation with Amanda. If I could look up pure joy in a dictionary, it would be Amanda. She is always making everyone smile and laugh. Even on her bad days, she's showing up to make sure that everyone else is okay. And she has done nothing but work her hardest since we first met her. She has gotten her own apartment. She is getting everything in line in her life and excelling and soaring. And so we are so excited to announce our Pathway to Freedom champion, Amanda.
So my sincere congratulations to Michelle and to Amanda and to all of you. I'm Barb Corey, and I get to be blessed every day to help these ladies on their journey. One of the lovely things that I get to do is help them to prepare to enter the work world, maybe for the first time or maybe getting back to the work world. So that's one of my greatest honors. So we offer a job readiness training certificate program, and it's pretty intense. So these ladies go through a lot of time with me, which we have a good time. Probably we go over about 75 topics in the class, and they're signing up for homework and sessions during the week with me. This could be individual, or if we have small groups, we do that. Learn from each other and just kind of build those skill sets. And so it really starts with us looking at who are we and what do we want out of our lives, right? So we start with what skills do we have, what do we like, what do we not like, and where do we see our future going? And so how do we get there, and making a plan, and maybe it includes school or some training of some kind. So we go through all of that, and it leads over a period of time, and we get to the point where we're putting our documents together, such as resumes, and working on mock interviewing. So it's really pretty exciting. And then our residents have the opportunity to move on and work in our small business, which you'll see their lovely table out there in a little bit, Thistle Lights, and into survivor services as well. And then I also help with job placement. So since our last graduation with Audrey, we've had 5 ladies complete the program and get their certificate. Some others have dropped in for what they needed, but 5 have completed, including Michelle and Michelle. So round of applause to them. And I'm happy to say they all found employment as well. So we're pretty happy about that. And another little piece of our program is that we have a full class on financial empowerment. So we're all working through that as well. So learning once we make that money, what are we doing with it to pay our bills and get through our lives? So couldn't be more thrilled for all of you. Thank you.
Are we going down here? Yeah, you want to just explain what? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So, this is fun. We are going to do the clean date countdown. So, but now let me explain. That means clean from anything. Hadn't ate but 5 candy bars in 3 days. Whatever your vices is. Gave up potato chips. Decided to stop shopping. I might have to sit out of that one. But decided to stop shopping. Clean time from NAAA, whatever it is that you want to claim. We're going to start out at maybe like astronomically 27 years, and then we're going to go down. So as I call them out, 27 and above. 27 and above. We're going to start there. 27 and above. What? One more, yay. Congratulations. "26 years. Yay! 25. Any vice will do. 25 years. 24. 23. Y'all gonna learn I can't count. 22. 21. 20. I'm gonna give you a minute. 19 years. 18 years. 17, 16. If I go too fast, just raise your hand. 15, 14, 13. 13, yay! Okay, 14 that I had. 14. What did you say? I was on 13. I forgot.
If you forgot at any point, just come on forward, but especially if you have 14 years.
Think at the same time. So we did 14, we did 13, 12. Do I have 11? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Did I even count right? Is it 5? 5, 4, yes, 3, 2, 8. You're 14 months. Yay! Okay, 13 months. I'm going back to a year, 12 months. 365 days in a row. 11 months. 10 months, 9 months. Create life in that time. 8 months, 7 months, 6 months, 5, that's how you count, 5 months, 4 months, 5 months, 5 months. Woo-hoo! Was that 5 months? That was 5. That was 4 months. 5 months. 4 months. 3 months. 2 months. 1 month. 30 days in a row. I bow at your feet. Woo. We have ventured into days. 29 days. 28 days. 27 days. 26. This is hard. I can't count backwards. 25. Come on, y'all. We get it going. 24, 23. Somebody coming? Yay! Is that 24? 24? Very good. 22, 22, 23, come on, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, little rhythm. 16, I would dance, but y'all laugh. 15, see, you talk about dancing, I lost. 14 days. 13 days. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just for today? Thank you.
It is my honor to introduce 2024 President of the Board of Directors, Brian Peterson.
So I don't want to delay getting to the reception because I know that that's going to be a good time and fun for all. But I do have a few words. And on behalf of the Magdalene Omaha Board of Directors, I want to thank, first of all, everybody for being here or being online watching. We appreciate your support in more ways than one. While every day is important at Magdalene Omaha, today is an especially important day. We get to celebrate. Every day, the staff and the survivors at Magdalene Omaha work hard. They work tremendously hard. And because of that, they may not have the energy or the emotion left at the end of the day to celebrate. But today, we get to celebrate a graduation. Thank you, Doris. I said Doris, I meant Michelle. But congratulations to you, Michelle. The members of the Magdalene Board of Directors are so very happy for you and so proud of you. You stuck it out for the time, and you have succeeded. We're excited about the many, many opportunities that await you as you enter this next part of your life. Always remember that there are a lot of people who are connected to you through Magdalene Omaha. And they are all rooting for you. And they are sending you lots and lots of positive thoughts and love every day. We're all hoping that this is a start of a wonderful journey. I also want to express my appreciation to Doris for being present and to drawing attention to the amazing work that the people here in Omaha are doing. You are deeply loved and respected, and we hope that you will come back soon.
I'll be back. Thank you.
Excellent. And for the staff of Magdalene Omaha, they are tiny, but they are mighty. They work hard, and they love their job, and they do it tremendously. Thank you. And to you in the audience, I thank you again for being present. And I want to draw your attention to all of the wonderful things that are next door. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask that you contribute generously through your donations or just looking at the items that are there. I'm sure you will find these items that were made with the loving and caring hands of the Magdalene Omaha survivors. There'll be a wonderful gift to any of your friends or family, or they will look great in your home or your apartment. So please stay after the recession and enjoy the refreshments and bring your credit card. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, we have come to the conclusion, but we do this in a really special way, and you're all a part. So does everybody still have your candle that you got when you came in? Okay, turn those on. Michelle, I want you to come come forward, please. So what we're going to do, this is our own tradition, and we want the survivors to know that we are all with them always. And since our founding, our anthem has always been "This Little Light of Mine." So while that music is playing, I ask everybody to light your light and bring it to the center. You don't have to come into the aisle, but line up as far as we can on either side. And we're going to make what we call an honor guard of light. And then you are sharing your light with the survivors, and they're going to walk through that to their next adventure. But first, they get to stand here and they get to see this beautiful thing that you have created for them as the Magdalene Omaha community. So sing, dance, clap, all of it. Celebrate. A commencement is a beginning. So let's start the next chapter. Please, when we're finished, when the song is over or before, please head over just out this door right here to the reception. We have all kinds of treats. We can't wait to invite you and have you there to celebrate with us and shop.
I'll come behind them. Yeah, I'll come by. I'll be last. I'll go behind. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hey, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, shine, Michelle. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. In Omaha, y'all, I'm gonna let it shine. In Omaha, I'm gonna let it shine. In Omaha, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Come to the reception.